जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत संविधान भारत भाग्य विधाता। पूर्व पश्चिम उत्तर दक्षिण पूर्व पश्चिम उत्तर दक्षिण उत्तर पूर्व उत्तर पश्चिम दक्षिण पूर्व दक्षिण उत्तर दक्षिण पूर्व दक्षिण पश्चिम विंध्य हिमाचल तावी यमुना कृष्णा सरस्वती ब्रह्मपुत्र गंगा उच्छल जल्दी तरंगा। तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जयो गाथा भारत सर्वधर्म नागरिक भारत विधाता। जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत संविधान भारत विधाता भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय भारत संविधान जय भारत माता वंदे मातरम। सुजलम सुफलम मलयां शीतलम स्वासियां श्यामलम मातरम वंदे मातरम। Yes, dear friends, I am back here to discuss about management, about our country's management, project management, public awareness series. You are invited to this to just understand this and help nation. If you people are interested in talking to me when I discuss with you during this live video show, you are important person for me. If you want to raise certain question related to this issue, this topic, or our constitution, or some other national issue, you are most welcome. You are most welcome to raise your question, but do not interfere in this video talk for nothing. I'm getting telephones, I'm getting video calls just at this time for nothing. Means you are exposing your body, somebody is doing something, somebody means this is complete nonsense. This is not civilized society. Are you not civilized people? I am just requesting not to deliver this bad conduct. Be civilized, be human being, be friend. Our friendship is not for personal issues. I'm not interested in seeing your naked bodies. I'm not interested to see all this nonsense. If you are interested to talk to me regarding some issue, you are most welcome, or please don't disturb. If you have no question, I don't want to see your face for sake of face saying, and don't come here just to see my face. My face is whatever it is, and your face is whatever is for you. It should be congratulated for you. Do not disturb me if you do not have any question to raise, and if any question you can call me on video, no problem, I will respond to you, but do not behave in an animal way. That's not my strong appeal to you. Many times I have made this appeal, I have made another video for that appeal, but I think you people are not very good society people. I think maybe 2-3% of you people. Otherwise, you are welcome. All day I am getting such calls. I will never respond to them. If you do like this, if you ask questions, I will be happy. No problem for that. You can talk during this interaction. No problem. But behave properly. You may be boy, you may be girl, or anyone. For me, it's okay. You may be student, you may be professional, you may be senior, you may be whatever. If you behave in bad way, then I am also bad. I am here to improve your standards of learning, whoever you are. I know you are educated, but education is not adequate until education is understood. That's what I say. Well, is I appeal to you, and I hope you support me to support yourself and to support this nation. So I was talking about project management and quality in life. When I say project management, I'm talking of construction and our professional engineering. It is that one, but it expands to other professional managements also, because we deal in our systems of engineering with everyone. We deal with all resources, and resources means machine resources, human resources, material resources, and all other unknown resources that come into play. So when these resources come into play, when human resources come into play, means workers come into play, staff people comes into play, key personnel come into play, and many other external workers, for example, supplying workers or subcontract work, they all come into play. Consultants workers come into play. So we have a certain direct and indirect, concrete or solid or liquid relations to everyone. This means indirectly we affect society as a whole, because everybody belongs to some family, to some home, means to society. This point we have to understand, as our actions, if we cause strain to someone, for example, I work as an engineer or a foreman or whatever position I have, I extract work from my subordinates, from my workers. And if I extract work smoothly without causing any problem or that person causing any problem, it's very nice. But practically it does not happen, because when you work, you are tired. You are tired means you are stressed. So your mind sometimes is disturbed. It happens to everybody. Oh, I am stressed, and your concentration is broken. Your concentration of activity is broken, and that causes a problem, which leads to a difference of opinion between two persons. A person who is working and another person who is extracting or supervising that person. This point we have to understand. They are not their enemies. They are friends to each other. They are in relation of extracting work or taking work and delivering work. But sometimes it happens that either this person doesn't listen to that person, or that person doesn't listen to this person. This happens, and that is what relation is. It happens, say, 0.01% or 0.1% or 1% cases. We are sometimes happen, and this causes stress to each other. The person whom you raising question or asking something, and that person is stressed, that person doesn't answer, I'll also be stressed because I did not get what I expected, and time is actually wasted, and that causes a problem to me. And this stress is earned by both persons are stressed at different or varying levels, and because I am supervisor, I am getting stress from various people, and they are individually getting stresses from me in part. So this stress is automatically carried to home, and then their home, and this, because stress cannot be stored, it is transferred to your people, and that causes, you can say, unrest in family also, misconduct in family also. So work relations reach to family, which means extension of this work goes there, and you have dispute in the family. So this point has to be understood. We should not unnecessarily have stress in work, because if you have stress in work, this means you are not happily doing this job. You are not happy to do the job, and if you are not happy to do the job, means you are lost somewhere. You are not interested in job. If you are interested only that I should get money because of this job, that is another issue. Is that issue is not professional. If you work work on some activity, you have to work by full value of mind, full energy of your mind and body. If you use that energy for work, this work shall certainly be very nice, because you have used your heart, your conscious, your mind and body together for that work. That is called pleasure of work. You draw pleasure from work, though it's boring, but because you are doing for you, it's not boring. It may be boring for me, but not for you. If we start thinking boring it is, I cannot do it, I don't find pleasure, then no one in this world can work. Work is always boring. Even those people who work in industries of film, in film industry or entertainment industry, for you this may be entertainment, but for them this is not entertainment, because for them it is work and they feel bored, of course, when they entertain you. Try to understand this point. If you want to enjoy your work, enjoy in seriousness, because work is never a happy route, it's always a serious news. Maybe at one time you find pleasure once or twice, but when you go on repeating that, you will find boredom. But in our case, when we are on projects, we do work, we find something new every time. We find something new. That is beauty of this profession. If you are a doctor, you will not find something new. Every patient coming of same symptoms, and it applies everywhere. If you are a chartered accountant, you are a company secretary, or you are a normal person in office or somewhere, you will find repetition of activities without you are being exposed to something new. But in our industry, I mean to say in construction industry, I'm calling it industry, though it's not industry in our country, but after all, work goes on and people and machines work on them. So every project is new for us, because this is not known project. When you are starting a project with unknown details, it's not known, you have to see every new project every time. So I say there's a difference in this profession. Every building is separate, individually designed. Every road is separate route, separate section, separate curve. Every bridge is separate, separate height, separate span, and separate design. So you can say there is no reproduction of one item. There's no reproduction. Even if there is a housing, there can be different designs. If there are four buildings, not necessarily that they are same design. So you can say you will find something new. You can discover that every time you are new. And when you are even working on one building for many months, you will find different types of activities. And I am sure that you will find pleasure in that rather than being bored. So we have to consider our management from that point of view, that we are innovating something in designs itself. Site work is separate. We are innovating something in foundations itself, because everywhere soil is different, every foundation is differently designed, and every structure is differently designed. That is a point of interest, that we should not feel bored. Of course, we require seriousness, because that is very important. We require to be aware, because that is very important. If we sleep on these projects, then project cannot move. And I respect every person working on project, from guard, from lowest category of person who is called helper to highest category of person who is called manager. All contribute to projects everywhere. So you are 70% of economy. People are of that sort who have no classifications, but they contribute their hard work, they contribute their blood and their sweat for sake of production, for sake of project delivery. So where I feel pride, and I am sure everybody in this industry must feel pride, despite wages are very low, despite salaries are very low, despite recognition is very low. Apart of that, keeping apart of these imaginary values of recognitions, we say we recognize ourselves when we deliver project, and we feel happy that this is being used by public or end user safely with good service and good life of that project. That is called reliability of project. Reliability means my project, my work or our work should give you safe use, serviceable use, and its duration comes successfully reaching when you live in that or use that. Though I won't be there, all these workers won't be there, but you would be there, looking every day on walls, on slabs, on beams, on columns, and you will enjoy that. You won't feel bored, because it is your property. You have no other way but to use that property. So you don't feel bored, I don't feel bored. If every day you complain, this is a problem in this house, this building, and that is a problem in this building, there's a crack here, and there's a water leaking, and there's very bad window they provide, it's giving much sound during wind, that time you are cursing me, and I understand why you are feeling that you are not happy with that project. So I don't know that, but my conscience would tell me sometimes I did not fulfill my duty there. That's what I am giving a philosophical conception of this talk. How do we feel when project is over? Everybody moves out and they never go back to see what was done, how it is done, because there is no such procedure. Everybody goes to some other project and start working there. It's not possible to come back until it is required or payment is made for that, because everybody has to work somewhere else, and when you are somewhere else you are worried for that new project, and you are paid for that. You don't have time for something else. Therefore, I say project manager is something else to be understood. It's not an ordinary management, it's a specialized management with no description of this, incomplete way, within certain literature or certain books, and possibly speaking, there can be no such book, because people are not subject to practical world. Authors who write books are professors or teachers, and this is not a novel writing, this is factual writing, this is no imagination. If you haven't experienced, if you haven't worked on such projects, you can never write how project is done. It is impossible. You can imagine some poem, you can write a poem, you can write a shairi, you can write a story, you can make a novel, you can write some film story, but you cannot write what is done, because you do not know that. You have no experience of that. You can make a picture, you can make a film, you can make everything, but that is imaginative. That is not claimable. You just say this is hypothetical, imaginary, but we are not that. We cannot claim any disclaimer on our drawings. We cannot disclaim on our work. We say, we claim this is our product and it is safe, it is durable, it is workable. That we have to claim. And to make that claim, what you have to do, those people can never imagine, can never understand, because it is very difficult. It is very difficult to understand that way. Every project moves from zero to whatever end of number, maybe 100, maybe 500. A to Z, you can say. That duration moves, and there are so many stages during that duration, and those stages cannot be anticipated. Only that person can anticipate who deals with that. And that is where I say quality and safety and work are very significant factors. Work means complete work that contains safety, that contains service, that gives you results. I am talking about that. That is what we have to understand. Every work is designed first and then it is done. And before design, you need money, you need budget, and if there is no money, no financial provision, you can only say you cannot do anything. That is a part and parcel of project. If money is not provided, you cannot start anything. And money is provided only when there is a feasibility, there is a possibility that you have to start this for social reform, for social development, for national development, and that is applicable to everyone. And that's why I say everybody should understand this, that what are difficulties in this field and what are advantages in field. It is for public interest, even if your house is private one, yet it is public because it is in public domain. You may be honor as private person, you may specify, you say I am honor, even then it is for public, because if it goes successful, if it stays successful, it is for your use as well as public view. But if it collapses, if it fails, means public is injured, loss to public, loss to nation, and loss to nature. So nothing is private. In fact, some part of that is added to public, given to public. Your elevation is for public, your structure is for public. For you, it is to be used, and that's all. Maybe tomorrow you sell to someone. This means they are not absolute owner. You have a right to sell that, and then further somebody else resells that. This means somewhere external element is involved. That point we have to understand. You cannot claim that you are absolute for that, because it is subject to collapse. It is subject to failure. It is subject to fire, and which all fire, failure, or collapse cause impacts on public. So to some extent, this is public property. So the protection to public must be considered. You cannot say this is my building, I do whatever I want. No, you cannot do, because public is also involved. If something happens to your building, other building will impact. There's a fire on building, so other building, adjacent building shall be impacted. Road shall be impacted. Everybody shall be impacted. If your structure falls, other structures will also be impacted, and public shall be impacted. So some way, indirectly or directly, everybody should be concerned, because it is not exclusive of all, it's inclusive. Public use is inclusive there. That point you must keep in mind, and that's why I call this is a kind of public project management. It's not simply your management. You have to keep all factors same. Nobody expects that your building should fail, must not be. No one would say that. But when there is earthquake appearance, earthquake actions, the impact on your building, and your building falls, no one can stop this. You or someone else have no choice but to accept this fact. When there's thunderstorm, there's an impact on your building. When there's a flood, you are impacted. So you are only, say, 60% private or personal owner, while remaining 40% is for public to suffer. So you have no right that public should suffer because of your actions, or your bad actions, or your absence of actions. These actions means your project should be strong, durable, publicly safe. That is the requirement. If there are fire, your project, your building should successfully work at least up to that time when fire brigade comes to your area and it starts firefighting. That point must also be kept in mind. Fire is very important factor in a house, in a building, and generally many buildings all over the world are badly affected by fire. It may be America, it may be Gulf, it may be whatever country. No one is safe. You can manage rain, you can manage cold, you can manage hot, but fire can't be managed. And in particular, those buildings which are high rise, they are prone to this type of calamity or danger, because fire cannot be suppressed, it cannot be restored, it cannot be combated. It shall give its effect until you fight with this and extinguish that. That is major importance, where factors must be considered. So consideration must be given to fire, and it must be given to its weight, it must be given to its load, and it must be given to its impact of by these forces in design. Its use must be considered, its standards of occupants must be considered, its material must be considered, how this work is done must be considered. There are so many requirements and criteria which must be considered while designing such structures. And why I am concentrating on designs today? Because I want to include designs issue onto project management, because I consider design a part of project management, construction management, because construction doesn't mean site work only. Construction is absolutely related to designs. So design is also a part of construction, because this design is going to be constructed, is going to be prosecuted, and if it is successful, your designs would be successful. Maybe people are not able to understand designs. They think designs is something foreign for them, but without designs you cannot do anything. And maybe you are not aware that it takes a lot of time in designs. It's not one day job. Even if your building is very small, it takes a lot of time, because various persons are involved in that. Hundreds of formula involved in that. Thousands of calculations are involved in that. And then we reach some conclusion. It means it's like to produce X-rays rather than X-raying from your body. You are going to produce what you want to make, and that is through imagination, that is through your various regulations and various provisions or codes all over the world. And how this work shall be done must be anticipated by that person who is involved in design. All inputs must be received and then analyzed and result delivered of science. That's what I'm talking about. So far I talked for construction issues, supervision issues, and I talked about annex of ISO 9000, which is very basic requirement for management, for quality. And quality is very important point. Your understanding of quality and my understanding of quality are different. For you, quality is something very small part of quality system, but for me as an engineer, for world, quality is a system. It's not control only. Control is there, but control is not exclusive. Control is inclusive of complete system. If there is no system, you cannot do anything. You can move in any direction, in whatever direction, without any direction of direction. If you move in certain direction without deciding which direction best for you, and when you reach on halfway or full or 70%, you find I came in wrong direction. So you have to track back or find some other way to go to right direction. That's what I say means, in moment without direction and moment without destiny, without knowing where to go, takes you in darkness, or direction means not darkness actually, misled route, you can say, wrong route. You go onto wrong route, and that's what we have to talk about. We have to talk about what we should do, how we should do, what is construction, what is design, what is supervision, and what is general. This point must first be clear. When you say you have money, you have money, you have funds, you want to construct a house, you make houses, it's not construct actually. You want to have a house or a building or whatever you want to. You have a kind of investment, you can say, or a kind of real use you want to have. So you have to decide what to do with this, because you can't keep money with you. You keep money in bank, you will not get that much profit, that much return. So you say, I invest this. Okay, you have to invest that, but you have to invest rightly. For that purpose, you find a project and you got it. Now, question is, you don't know anything about this line. You don't know about how to work. Means you need some professional. You need a designer. It may be architect, it may be engineer or whoever you prefer. It's up to you. But they are required. There's a land with you. You buy a land and there's a land use on that. You are not clear about that. It may be legal land or it may be illegal land. It may be village land or it may be city land. It depends on which you, and you may not be aware that certain regulations apply on that. So you got a land. Now that land is for say housing purpose or for residential purpose or for commercial purpose. You have to know that first. So you know that also. So whatever it is legal one. So you have to decide to promote it for purpose of building. You don't know how much money shall be invested on that. You just with an idea move further and buy land. Then you hire someone for purpose of its drawings, its designs, its approvals, and that stage is there. Feasibility, you yourself decided, because I want to. I mean, there's no need of any feasibility report, because you have already decided to promote this project. So okay, you have every right, because maybe it's not very big project, small investment only for you. So it doesn't make, it's not a state investment, it's not government investment, and it's not public investment. So you have given it to someone, talk to some professional, and decided I want to construct my house on that. Fine, that's your decision. So that person says, I will work on this, give me some money, some fees, and you move further. You don't know, you that person will give design. He will give you say, okay, this design I take this much, for this drawing I take this much, and you get this drawing done and deliver it to you. Then you say, can I go? Can I construct this one? Can I go for construction based on this drawing? This person would say, no, it's not. It's not that. It's only for purpose of municipality approval or authority approval. So after that approval, you have to pay fees. Before that, you pay fees, you do everything, and you got, you can say, official approval that you can construct it. But still, you are not. You ask him, can I do it? That says, no, you need more details. No details, because that drawing is with you. It's some drawing that is giving you planning only. You can plan this building. You plan this is like this room is here, that room is here, and it's okay, do it. You cannot do it. That the person will ask you, give me this money more, this fee more for its structural purpose or for some other purpose. And you will be shocked. Means, why you asking me every time this money? Give me for this purpose. Why don't you give me one go that this is my fee? That person shall not tell you, because if that person in first meeting tells you all that, it causes a concern on you. Why you are demanding so much money? So in instances, that person shall grip you. They will start gripping you for 1,000 rupees, and then later on they'll say, give me in lakhs. But once you are trapped and said, okay, fine, you have to pay him, I don't mind that, you pay. But expect drawings must be available. All sections, all you can say disciplines must be there. There will be architectural drawings, there will be key plan, there may be, you can say, architectural designs, elevations, plans, section, then structural drawing, structure plans, and then services, water supply, plumbing, sanitary, gas, all that, and layout plan and access to your site and how that, and also what about soil? That is very important point, because these drawings everybody can prepare. Architect or engineer, architectural drawings, structural drawings, services drawings, they shall give to you, but you cannot start even them, because they will give imaginary foundation. A structural engineer will demand that. Remember, that person will demand where is soil report. If there's no soil report, you have to find parameters of soil. Soil parameters tell you what is power of your soil. Those parameters force you to design this to these parameters, and if you do not do that, you are not confident that your building will be safe. And soil is very complicated business. People do not understand this. They just see excavate and do building and soil is very strong. No, it's not that. Soil is like your body blood. It's like your soul. It's like your legs, your feet. Just you stand on your feet and whole body weight goes to your feet. That is what foundation is all about. Maybe head is your terrace or your rooftop. This body is your structure of building floors, and leg is your foundation. Foot is your foundation base. You have to think this way. Otherwise, your money is not being used properly and safely. If you cannot sleep with free mind in that building, your building got no meaning. If you think, oh, maybe it collapses, I'm not sure. That that stays should not come to your building. You feel safe all time. That is what is design all about. And if it's not done, it's not properly managed. I had discussed with you that you have to consider this factor of designs, then site work. Management actually starts at site work, and that is done by certain contractors, because you are not professional in that line. You do not know everything. So I cannot expect you to get it done your way by yourself. Yes, if it's government department or some company, I cannot say anything about that. But when you are there directly involved, you need services of some contractor who may be labor contractor or maybe material plus labor contractor, total contractor. And that person must be expert, not simply for name's sake that is contractor. That person must understand each and every point in construction. And if that person doesn't understand your drawings, your specifications, because specifications means it's a kind of statement for every activity, how it should be done, what its standards should be, and what should be checked. That is specification means particular. You cannot simply say, no, 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 everybody does it and everywhere they do it. No, it's not that. That's not specification. I did this not on that building. Okay, you did on that building, but that is not perfect one. Show me which standard do you follow. That standard is very important to be understood for all members in a building, for all elements in a building, all activities in a building, there is system, there is a standard, there's a written technical way what you should consider in any activity. That is very, very important point. And we call in our technical way that it is specification. Specification. That specification you have to decide, or your designer has to decide. Both have to decide. And particular designer is a professional, he is an expert, he is an engineer, he has knowledge of that, and he has to write somewhere that this specification must be followed for this building, and it contains the design specification and work specification both. It's not simply that it is for items, it's also for foundation, it's for soil excavation, it's for backfill, it's for concreting, it's for walling, it's for every activity that specification is available. And if you do not understand that, okay, you cannot understand, but this must be there. You can ask a person, follow it. At least you can do that. Of course, you have to do that after you are going to spend money. How this work be done, that is specified. You must understand this. Maybe your contractor try to teach you. For that purpose, you have to supervise through your professional engineer. That engineer must ensure whatever is done, professionally done, not like a tea shop, not like a where there is no control on activity. That is very important way. That is reason that I am interested in sharing my views with you, because once your money is invested or spent, it cannot come back. That's very important because it's not bank. You go to deposit your money in bank and withdraw. It's not that state here. Here you buy material and permanently include that in your building. It can't come back. Yes, when you demolish building, it goes away. It can't come back. So forget that. Once you spend money, you will talk to it again. Please come back. You cannot talk to this element to come back. Means therefore you should be decisive. It's not vegetable that you okay today I bought 5 kilogram vegetable. It was not very good, so I next time I will better. It's not that. It's not a shirt that you can go back to shop and say return. I want to exchange this shirt, or please give me money back. I'm not interested in that. It can't be done in this. Done is done. Remember, keep in mind. No negotiation with that material, no negotiation with that item. Finished. So your money has been converted to that material, that work. Therefore, you should be cautious. Why I am telling you this? Because gone is gone, loss is loss. Here, if it is wrongly done, If it is done not to standards, your money has gone to not to standards. So all this is your money, and it applies not only to your building, it applies to every work, irrespective of that belongs to government or that belongs to private. Even if it belongs to government, that is yours. Indirectly, you are owner of that. Public property is your property. It is not for someone else. So it applies everywhere. Don't think that this is public property or this is others property, I should not care about that. It may be road you have to take care about. You will complain, oh, there's a pit in this, there's a valley in this, and there's a mound in that. The sewer line is blocked, it's can't moving. The water line is broken. See, this building is collapsing, it may collapse anytime. You pass certain comments. This means somewhere you feel something is there, but you ignore that. That ignorance must be avoided in our world, in our profession. This is an only profession, project management, where no direct law plays. No direct law, indirect connected laws plays. Plays means you have to take care of workers, you have to take care of safety, but otherwise there is no force that can come to you except law and order. Otherwise, it's your world, it's your world exclusively. You have to decide what to do. Permit is also limited. Permit will not come into your way. This will stop at one by means, okay, evidence shows you have done to these details, and that's it. After that, it's not their role, it's your role. Nobody would interfere. Material is in, workers are in, work is done, responsibility is yours, if you can understand. So it is your responsibility. It is not someone else's responsibility. Your money you use or your money you abuse, this is your outlook. That's why I just want to open your eyes that think this way. Do not ignore it. I have seen many people here in this country. We don't have time, we cannot run here and there. We give this our building to promoter or builder. That would take one or two flats and remaining we will take. So we are not concerned with that. High degree of, you can say, ignorance, high degree of, you can say, bad thinking, because you are giving your building, your project, your plot to someone else just for sake of your building is constructed, and actually that person becomes owner of that. This happens. I have no time to look after this, so I just withdraw from that and let that person care about this building. I'm sorry. Well, it's up to you. But that person to whom you are giving is not your friend. That person is not your relative. That person is just a kind of ill-educated professional, means who has no background of that field, who has only one background: invest money and earn money. That is background. Business background, not even industrial background. I spend money and get this many percentage of profit or this much value of profit back to me, and that's it. And there are some promoters who don't even care for that. Okay, I am buying this plot, I make construction on it, I produce some flats, sell it and run away. That type of builders are there, promoters are there. We are involved with such people because you are not involved with the person who is going to construct 20,000 flats or 1 lakh flat. That's a big party. There are so many controls on those, and they cross those controls also with their power, which they know very well. But here you are left alone. And because this is not an industrial project, this cannot be called industry in our country, we call it just construction area or unorganized sector, we are subject to no support. And we can't expect system to support us because we are making mistake. If we know what we are doing, if we know what is the responsibility of that party who is going to work for me, if I know what is the responsibility for me, then I think differently. Only then I can different, but I am not sure about that. I don't know. Yeah, who take care of me? I cannot do. I have to go to job. I have to work, and all day I can't stand there. I don't know how to handle labor, how to handle matter, how to buy this and that. So you will lose everywhere. This person sells a get me this material. Take from that shop or that in the factory, and maybe he has some fixing with that factory, or that architect says, oh, get from there. Means indirectly you trust them and you do that. You do not have time to look after yourself. You don't have time for that. That is where I'm stressing about this, because I have talked to you about quality system many times. This is regarding what is quality. Quality means, I told you again, I am again telling you, it is system quality. It's not material quality alone. It's not working quality alone. Whole system. When your building is there, erected, done, we should say, if it is really quality building, that this is a quality building, this is a professional building. That's why I say this document is professional, this person is professional. When you say doctor, what does it mean? It means a doctor is a medical professional. When you say chartered accountant, what does it mean? It's a professional of accounts. I mean, the professor, what do you mean? Professional teacher. Same way, a building should be called a professional building when it is based on this correct designs and correct execution with quality material and quality controls, manned controls, not automatic controls. Reason is that you are using everything as ore, as original material. People call it raw material. I call it natural material. There is no material in your building in civil construction which you use built up, or you buy built up from market and use, except you can say fittings, except fittings which are available in market and you use them, plumbing fittings or sanitary fittings or your ironmongery or certain other types of fit. Otherwise, you have to do everything on site. Even doors and windows are not freely available. You have to order them and these are produced for you. There is no item except lock. A lock means ironmongery, that comes to you manufactured one, delivered, pre-manufactured delivered. You have to work on all items through the contractor or directly under your supervision. So it is big job. A mechanical job is not that big because machine is available with completely assembled parts. Electrical items are available in market including cable. Nothing is produced on site or in somewhere. You have just to buy that according to design and install. You have to buy machine parts and install, or machine install. You have to buy electronic equipments and to install. Whatever is there, television you have to keep in home, it's available. CCTV is available. Only installation is required in non-civil engineering profession. Mechanical requires installation, except ducting, etc. Electrical items require installation, plumbing items require installation, but only you can say sand related items or rock related items are used at site manufacture, as site manufacture. People say it's that type of work. Yes, it's that type of work. You can take brick work, wall, you can take concrete work, you can take plastering work, you can take finishing work, you can take any type of work, flooring, walling, roofing, foundation, substructure, superstructure, everywhere nothing is available. So you have double responsibility. There is nothing available written, it's done according to the specification. Therefore, specifications are designed and given to you that this must be followed. You just think of what I'm saying. Means you are factory yourself then. You are not buying something from factory and selling. You have to manufacture it, which is called construction. Construction is actually a manufacturing process. Not manufacturing by machine, manufacturing by human being. Yes, certain concrete is delivered by RMC nowadays, but that too is not as well done. It's well done, yes, somewhere, not here. That technology is not thoroughly known to our people. At that point, we must consider that we are going to do originally something, and when you do originally something, it affects your working. It imports your attention to be very careful, very careful. What you get ready-made is steel only. Yes, you get it, but that you have to fabricate also, don't forget. So only delivery of a steel you have, delivery of concrete aggregates or stone chips you have, delivery of sand you have, delivery of, you can say, dust you have, delivery of cement you have, delivery of water you have, delivery of bricks you have. This is only delivery you have. But this on their own cannot do anything. So you are then a kind of manufacturer for these items for further delivery of materials. Means these are ingredients of some material. So you are getting components, raw components. They call raw bullets, we will call it raw material. Well, you can call anything, this doesn't make a difference as far as this is material. And here oil is water, because we are using water for construction everywhere. Means just like water for us gives life, it also gives life to building material. Building material is produced by water, not by oil. So my oil is my water. This means water is very important element. Maybe it's lying just dirty and something, but remember, I cannot do anything on building or construction if water is not available. Means we have to think in a different way to catch quality, to capture quality. It's not just a talk, it's just a mental walk. It's not that someone can teach you. You have to feel it, you have to understand it, realize it, that it is you who is directly involved. We can support you, but you are involved, because it is your money, and money cannot be thrown. When you go to buy something, you are concerned with something.